Today we'll take a look at a new JK overhaul, a bunch of amazing looking armors, as well as some recently released promising ENBs. So I do hope you're all ready for yet another stacked episode of Skyrim mods in this weekly series we got going on. I love Skyrim modding, and so do you, so let's just get right into it. First up here, we've got two very interesting mods, especially for those of you interested in implementing aspects of the Witcher games into your Skyrim. First, there's the lighthearted mod, Witcher 3 Geralt's Dual Swords. Now yes, this is a port of a lesser known mod from Uldrim by the mod author Hawkrew. It provides you with two new swords used by Geralt in the Witcher 3 video game. These are both craftable at any forge at a very low level. The base stats aren't too overpowered either, with both of them having a damage of 21. The main selling point or strong point of this mod is definitely the way your character is able to carry both of the swords on their back, at least visually. The scabbards and of course the swords look really good as they've been made with assets from the popular mod JRC's Witcher style sword pack. Both of the swords will show on the back, even though you've only got one equipped. Now, although you're not able to switch through both of them in the exact same easy dynamic way seen in the Witcher games, I suggest adding both the swords to your favorites list to get the same effect. That way you can perfectly switch from the steel blade to the silver one when needed to take care of those monsters. It's also worth mentioning that the silver blade burns the target for an additional 25 points of hit damage. Pair the swords up with some type of magic and you've got yourself that Witcher look. As you can see here, both of the swords are of the one-handed type, and while that's a blessing to begin with, it's a curse at the same time as we take a look at the next mod of the video called Witcher style power attack animation. Now, as the mod author describes it on the mod page, it's a custom animation for people who love spinning shit. One of the coolest aspects of the Witcher is Geralt's ability to slash his way through monsters in a beautiful dancing manner. This mod implements that into Skyrim. When power attacking with great swords and battle axes, your character will now do the spinning shit, looking like some proper sword wielding Witcher. When it comes to what I mentioned earlier about the swords from the last mod being for one-handed use, yeah, it kinda sucks, as I would love to see this animation paired up with those dual swords on the back. Still, if you ask me what's better than two swords, I'd say three swords. Yes, perform the spinning Witcher combat with a great sword while having the two one-handed swords on your back for some top-tier look of badassery. Is that even a word? I do not know, but it perfectly describes the look of your character as they cut through their enemies. This is a really nice addition for your next Skyrim playthrough as a monster-slaying Witcher. Just look at this character I made, fittingly named Geraldinho. Forget everything I said in the last week's video about me being bad with the character creation, cause this is epic. I'll be the first to admit, I haven't had a real playthrough of Skyrim with any male character in some time. Does that make me a weirdo? Maybe, I don't know, but I can't wait to use Geraldinho here on future adventures. Alright, so as a lot of you guys know, one of the main important pillars that carry these videos is that we try to find these in-game issues that at first glance don't look problematic at all until some mod authors out there decide there's a problem and release mods to correct that. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw the mod Notes with Something to Read SE. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever made notice of that blank piece of paper in the hands of Skyrim's NPCs when they read? Yeah, neither had I, as I roamed around for hours trying to find any NPCs with a note in their hand, and surprisingly enough I didn't find anyone. But do not worry, as I'm able to showcase these actions myself through my beloved character. Now tell me, what do you see here? Just a normal person reading a normal note like any other normal person would do? Wrong, just take a look at that blank page. There's nothing there. What's she reading? It doesn't make sense. This is highly unimmersive. Thankfully the mod changes that, as you can now see a visual map on that piece of paper. You can actually customize it as you get to pick between 4 different looks. There's this one, as well as this map with immersive wine marks all over it. Then there's the text version that of course also comes with the wine option. Now, if you see someone reading a note, you can actually walk up to them and see that they're actually looking at something. Like this guy commented here, it's the little things like this that boost immersion. The next mod of the video comes from none other than the legend JK himself. This is JK Sleeping Giant Inn. With this mod, you get a lore-friendly overhaul of the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood. I wouldn't say the vanilla version of the inn looks that bad. I mean, it feels cozy enough, but when compared to what JK's added, you really make notice of how much warmer and complete it feels with the mod installed. He's added a bunch of different decorations all over the room. Mounted on the walls, you'll see everything from shields to mounted heads of all kinds of different animals. With the the mod comes more clutter as well, as you can see more foods like bread and cheese lying around, making the inn feel more alive and lived in. I especially enjoy what is done with the hanging sign at the back. It just looks clever and makes the inn feel more distinct from all the other ones. Not only will you find new decorations in your new Sleeping Giant inn, there's a brand new basement level as well. Down here you'll find 2 extra new rooms for travelers and a bathtub for the travelers to take a nice bath in, as well as doing other questionable stuff before they go to bed. On the other side of the hallway, the mod also adds a new room for the innkeeper Orgnod, which you can easily access through the staircase that leads up to the counter. Once again, JK has done a fine job with overhauling another one of Skyrim's interiors while keeping it lore friendly and immersive. The grey town of Shorestone SSE is the second overhaul mod of the video. I featured a couple of other mods from Soldier of War's Great Cities works previously, and this is another big one that makes the small town of Shorestone what it always was meant to be. With the mod adding new meshes for all the farmhouses in the settlement, it looks a lot better, and there's also a new inn, new farmland, and a small hall commemorating the dead god Shor. The custom structures in the mods use vanilla textures and are all compatible with any texture overhauls you may have installed. Now, even with another mod installed that adds this inn to the area, it didn't seem to cause too much problems. Although I saw one weird thing. Yes, that is a floating sign. Hopefully stuff like that will be fixed in the future. Now, not only has the mod author drastically improved upon the town itself, he's also added this big castle to the cliff above. Some of you may recognize it if you've played ESO, as it's the ancient headquarters of the Companions of the Rift, Followstone Hall. The pathway leading up there starts close by, outside the town. When climbing up the path of the steps, you'll definitely feel like you're going to a place of importance with its massive walls and ruins of its former glory. While the hall may not be what it once was, you'll find a couple of companion warriors still prideful as ever. As I went further into the hall, I was met by this locked door. And of course, since I have so much respect for the Companions of Skyrim and what they stand for, I lockpicked my way into this mysterious room. And it looked like a big vault. Inside was something I did not expect at all. I mean, I got myself ready for a battle when I saw these 2 trolls, but they were actually quite peaceful, as it looks like they were guarding this vault full of treasures. As I'm yet to play ESO, I do not know much about this place, but I still appreciate how the mod author has managed to expand and overhaul Shorestone in such an impactful way. Remember in last week's video when I talked about how there's barely any male armor and outfits being uploaded to Nexus? Well, it's like the gods and the divines listened, or at least a mod author did, because next up we've got the mod Elven Deathknight Armors Collection HDT SMP SE. Here, the mod author TH Boss Gamer, what an epic name, provides us with a unique collection of 3 male armors, all made out of them high quality textures. The first one here is called the Deathknight Armor, and boy does it look good. Just look at how the light reflects off the shimmering metal plate of the armor. The details here are insane. From top to bottom, it's covered in these very aesthetically pleasing carvings. And yes, those are ears popping out of the helmet. Unfortunately, I've got a bad habit of making my elf ears too big. What can I say? I'm just a big fan of really big and pointy ears when it comes to my elves. It definitely looks like something an elf could wear when in war. You know, they always got that noble magical look to them, at least the high elves. I mean, although I agree to the Thalmor being a bunch of whiny brats, we've all gotta admit, they've got style. Now the armor comes in 3 different color variations. There's a silver one and a more mysterious looking black one, as well as a golden version for all you bougie people out there. It even comes with a sword, a real thick one at that pairs up wonderfully with the armor. The next armor set, called the Elven Darkon armor, is a real creepy looking one. If there ever is a perfect outfit for any evil elven characters out there, then this is it. Everything from the black leather to those metal pins and of course that mask just reeks of bad intentions. Again, the quality is superb, and although the armor itself doesn't come in different color variations, the HDD cape does. Yes, it comes in black, white, and red. It also comes with this weird double pointed axe that looks quite different from your normal bunch of weapons. The third armor set is probably the craziest looking one. Of course, the details on the metal plate look outstanding and follow in the track of the other armors when it comes to sheer quality and beauty. I really like the accessories on this one though, as you get the real freaky mask and this equally freaky looking head thing that functions as a knee pad. On the other leg is this hanging cloth with some type of oriental lettering on it, and yes, while that may seem a bit non-lore friendly, friendly. I guess you could say the mod author made up for that in the previous two armors. This one comes in a plethora of color variations as well. This mod really is a package of a bunch of different top tier, high quality looks that can work for a lot of different types of playthroughs. Next up, we've got a mod that sits somewhere in the middle of being a quest mod as well as an armor mod. This is the mod that's been killing it on Nexus in the last couple of days. Revenants of the Forbidden Order. Just by looking at the fresh and clean mod page, I knew this was gonna be good. This is a brief little non-scripted quest that leads to some nice armor and various interesting experiences. The story begins at Markarth in Understone Keep. Inside by the throne, there will be a conveniently placed note waiting for you. Now, what came to my understanding as I read this note is that there's something mysterious and weird going on in the village of Karthwasten. As you finish reading the note, be careful not to take it, as it for some reason is of so much value that the city guard will come after you.
You have committed crimes against Skyrim and her people.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I guess I'll have to pay off my bounty of a whopping 1 gold.
Smart woman. Now, come along with us. We'll take any stolen goods, and you'll be free to go. After you pay the fine, of course.
After righting my wrongs and handling the bitter pill of the massive bounty, the journey took me onwards to Karthwasten, and thankfully, even though I've got an overhaul of the village installed, I was still able to spot the broken abandoned house with all these dead vigilant of Sendars. Something had clearly gone wrong here, and upon reading a letter I picked up from one of the bodies, it seemed like they came here to put a stop to some heretical worship of Arche. In hope that the light of Arche would guide me better than it did these folk, I grabbed some necessities and made my way down towards the cellar, where I was met by two strange creatures. One of them attacked me, and let's just say he did it again, and again, until I made some important and skillful adjustments in how I was going to handle this, which did not include toggling God mode. After finally defeating Sir Cedric the Dishonored through great valiant effort, it didn't take much to get to Archdeacon Jacob. Now, there wasn't too much to this place except for this special arcade shrine and the dead body of some farmer. The real treasure is in the lootable outfits of the two figures, yes. First up is this awesome and unique looking set of armor, and god does it look good. I know I do say that a lot, but it's not like I'd waste your precious time by featuring bad looking armors. But this is just on a whole nother level. I really like the look of the worn out armor plate and the hood. It looks badass. The hood mask combo is similar to what is to be seen on the Nightingale armor, only better. This right here, Bethesda, this is what we need for the next Elder Scrolls game. Now, it also comes with an equally good looking and detailed greatsword that for sure will strike fear into the eyes of your enemies. Now, the other outfit is better suited for you mages out there. I must say that it does look mighty fine as well. Although the priest hat does look kinda funny, and again, my elf ears were too big, the robe looks like something that belongs to some character of big importance, so you can definitely use this for a lot of fun playthroughs. This outfit comes with a unique looking weapon as well, in the form of a heretical staff of cleansing pyres, a staff that sprays fire, and when sprayed on the ground, it creates a cool looking wall of fire. I really do recommend to give this mod a go, if not for the short quests, but for the amazing looking outfits you get at the end. Alright, back to the slutty skimpy types of outfit mods we all love. Here's DDWardrobe Ritual Wrappings for UNP and CBBE. This outfit really caught my eye, and I think you're able to see why. It really is something special. It's got that mummy style look, with those bandages wrapped around the whole body. The individual parts of the bandage are all removable, so let's just say you like the outfit but don't want the eyes to be covered, you can simply remove that part. You know, I actually really like that specific part of the outfit. Let's say you were to pair those blinds with another outfit, you could look like that one sorceress from The Witcher. I can't say I remember her name. Now, there's 3 different looks for you to pick from. There's a bloodstain option, adding marks and traces of stale blood all over the bandages like you've just risen up from the dead, as well as a magical looking version with glowing runes. And yes, the runes do glow in the dark, giving you that haunting and epic look. If you can't choose between the two, then there's actually a version that comes with both the runes and the blood. Also, it's worth mentioning that if you get the CBBE version over the UNP, you can install an additional file with physics to see the outfit in its full glory. Next up, we got a small immersive mod that alters the way you'll play Skyrim. There's a lot of mods out there that try to make the game more realistic and unforgiving by changing some of the aspects of the gameplay. One of those aspects we'll change right now is how the fast traveling works. Normally, you can just fast travel whenever you want, how many times you want, but the mod Horizon Zero Dawn Fast Travel disables vanilla fast travel in Skyrim, replacing it with a travel pack system seen in the game Horizon Zero Dawn. I've actually played it. The fast traveling system there is quite clever. Rather than removing the fast fast traveling entirely, it's accessible through these travel packs. These travel packs are filled with all the food and necessities you'd need for such a long travel, so when clicking on the item, it will open the map and fast travel will be enabled once again. The travel packs can be crafted, but I do recommend to install the additional file that lets innkeepers, caravans and vendors sell these packs. It's an immersive, simple mod that justifies fast traveling so that it doesn't feel like cheating. Alright, that's it for today. Hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that like button if you did, and as always, show some appreciation to the mod authors by endorsing their mods on Nexus. Also, make sure to hit that gorgeous subscribe button and ring the notification bell to never miss an upload. This has been Gim. May your road lead you to warm sands, everyone. See ya.